Hey second grade, it is math time. So today I'm going to be teaching you math lesson 3 of chapter 10. So let's review what we learned yesterday. So yesterday we learned about telling time to the half hour. So let's review a couple things. First of all, what kind of clock is this? It starts with an A. That's right, it is an analog clock. And an analog clock has hands that point to numbers to show the hour and the minutes of the time. So which hands is the hour hands? The short hand or the long hands? That's right, the hour hand is the short hand, which means the long hand is the minute hand. So take a look at the clock. What time am I showing? The hour hand is on the 9. The minute hand is right on top of the 12. That's right, I am showing you 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, nice job. What happens if I move my minute hands halfway around the clock? Right onto the 6. Notice the hour hand is now between the 9 and the 10. What time am I showing you now? Yep, I am showing you 9:30. We can also call that 9:30. So today we are going to do some problem solving. So when you go to your ebook, you're going to find on the Explore and Explain page, looks like this, a word problem. So remember, with all word problems, we've learned this all through second grade. We always pick up our pencil and we underline what is important and we circle what we're looking for, because the first step is to understand the word problem. The second step is to make a plan. How am I going to solve this? What is the best way to solve it? The third step is to actually show your work and solve that problem. And the last step is to check your answer. Does it seem reasonable? Does that make sense? All right, so let's get started. I wrote this word problem a little bigger so you can all see it. So I'm going to read it, get my writing utensil ready, and I'm going to underline what is important information. I'm going to circle what I'm looking for to make sure I understand this problem. So it says the buses leave every half hour. That seems very important. They leave every half hour. And how many minutes are in a half an hour? There's 60 minutes in an hour. There's 30 minutes in a half hour. So I'm going to underline every half hour. I'm even going to make a note for myself that says 30 mins, because we know that a half hour is 30 minutes. Bus 1 leaves at 9:30. That is important information. Oops, sorry. Bus 1 leaves at 9:30. Bus 2 leaves at 10. What time do buses 3 and 4 leave? So that is what we're trying to find out. So I am going to circle that question. What time do buses 3 and 4 leave? Because that is what we're trying to find out. So my first question when I look at this problem and I start to make my plan to solve it is how much time passed between 9:30 and 10 o'clock? Take a moment and think about that. How much time passed between 9:30 and 10 o'clock? 9:30. We're going halfway around the clock to get back up to the 12 with our minute hands, and 10 o'clock. That's right, 30 minutes passed, which we can also call a half hour. So if bus 1 left at 9:30, bus 2 left at 10 o'clock, and if the pattern continues, when will bus 3 and 4 leave? So with 30 minutes between each bus leaving. So now I have a plan. I'm going to get my paper or my whiteboard, and I am going to solve this word problem. So, right, we know bus 1 leaves at 9:30. We know that bus 2 leaves at 10 o'clock. Remember, this is how you show that time, just like on a digital clock. Oh, made some weird zeros. So the 10 is the hour, followed by the minutes. So if bus 2 leaves at 10 o'clock, we need to go forward a half hour to find when bus 3 would leave. So let's go ahead and go 30 minutes into the future. Hop forward a half hour. What time are we at? Our hour hand is between the 10 and the 11, and our minute hand is pointing to the 6. What time is this showing? That's right, that is 10:30. So we know that bus 3 leaves at 10:30, the hour and the minutes. All right, we still got to find out when bus 4 leaves. So we're at 10:30. Another 30 minutes go by. Another half the clock. And we are at the hour hand's on the 11. The minute hand is right on top of the 12. So we are at what time? That's right, we're at 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock. So we do 0, 0, 0 minutes past 11. So we found out when bus 3 leaves and when bus 4 leaves. We found out what our word problem was asking. Now step 4 is to check. Does this seem reasonable? Does it make sense? Did we move a half hour each time? All right, nice job. So today in your ebook, we did this together. You're going to have several other word problems to solve. And I want you to remember the steps to understand. That means to underline and circle what's important, to make a plan. How can I solve this problem? Am I going to draw a picture? Am I going to fill in lines like we did on the whiteboard? Am I going to use a clock to show an example like the paper clock that we gave you? Step 3 is to solve, and you always, 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 always show your work when you're solving a word problem. And step 4 is always to check. So does my answer make sense? Is it a reasonable answer? All right. So this one's going to break it down for you. And then you're going to be on your own to make sure that you're following those steps for these word problems. So again, this is in your ebook. You can use the pen feature. You can use a piece of scrap paper and just use the screen to look at for the problems, or you can print it out. And there are 2 pages of word problems. So good luck, have a great time, and I will see you soon.